There's two things I absolutely love in this world. One is Costco hot dogs, and the second is Space Marine new lore. And we're all out of Costco hot dogs. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the brand new Lysander lore that the Warhammer community has just dropped in the launch of the brand new Lysander model. There's some hints, there's some retcons in this which could hint to future models for the Iron Warriors for one, and also future narrative campaigns where the setting could go to. So let's jump in, let's look at it, let's discuss it all, and of course, let's get waffling. Now, the article goes through some old lore which we're all familiar with Lysander, him coming through the ranks, him fighting his way through countless enemies, getting into the position that he's in at the moment, deep striking down upon titans with his thunder hammer tactics and beating them off from within inside. But the thing I want to focus is the text in the background right now, and this is new lore with Lysander, and it states, since the opening of the Great Rift, Lysander and elements of the First Company have been active across the Segmentum Solar and Obscurus. It was Lysander who slew the Orc freebooter Drocknog Redfist and turned the tide of the naval battle over Amara. He led teleport and dropship strikes against Necrons on the Forge World of Mons Magnifica, liberating a number of invaluable manufacturing facilities from the alien invaders. Of late, Lysander has been active in the vicinity of the former Cadian Gate, suppressing chaos uprisings on Hazaphet and responding to calls for aid from dozens of worlds in this region. His suspicions have been raised by reports of a renewed Iron Warrior activity. Though he has learned much restraint in his recent decades, the first captain still harbours a burning desire to find and destroy Warsmith Sean II. Perhaps such an opportunity will soon present itself. Now, there's lots of interesting things in there. Probably one of the biggest things is a retcon, not with the Imperial Fist, but with the Iron Warriors, because Sean II was previously dead. The text in the background right now is from some of the old lore, and it states, Sean II returned to exact his vengeance on the Imperial Fist in 999.m41, allying with the Demon Bellicor. Sean II's plans to hijack the Phalanx and use it to bombard Terra's Imperial Palace. Sounds like a right bastard. Taking the Imperial Fist by surprise, he finds only the battered Third Company, later joined by the Legion of the Damned, defending the vessel. Ultimately, the duo's plot was foiled thanks to the intervention of the Legion of the Damned, and the Warsmith was killed by the First Company squad of, he was killed by the First Company squadron of Terminator Sergeant Furion. So he was dead at one point. It looks like they've gone back and they've retconned that right now. So Sean II is now still alive, or is suspiciously still alive in the lore, and Lysander may be out looking for him. This could be potentially a campaign setting. Maybe it's something where they could do a story where they bring the Iron Warriors back in and give them something. One of the things that I've been talking about now for absolute years on this channel is that Chaos Warbands have had the short end of the stick. If you look at the Loyalist Chaos Space Marines, the Imperial Fist, the Raven Guard, the Salamanders, etc., they've all had brand new character. They've had upgrade sprues to make them really stand out on the battlefield. We haven't had that with the Iron Warriors, the Alpha Legion, the Red Corsairs, the Word Bearers, right? We've recently just had a little taste of it with the Night Lords, so maybe this could be a road they take to say, hey, here's a brand new Sean II model for Warhammer 40,000. Here's some lore with him. Here's some brand new upgrade stuff with him as well. Iron Warriors, there you go. And then maybe Perturabo comes out just after that, because there is talk of a lot of Traitor Primarch coming back of 11th edition, but that's another story for another time. So I do like how potentially they're setting it something up narrative-wise for the Imperial Fist and for the Iron Warriors to start smacking each other in the face again. I also do like that they mention he's rather Cadian Gate, because that right now, as you all know, is basically just a bunch of space dust floating out there. There's a little bit of a rock that's still like the cemetery to Cadia, let's say. Sorry, Cadians, right? You've done this yourself, right? You didn't defend your planet right. Don't blame us, the Imperial Fist. We were there doing our best. But of course, this is going to have a bunch of chaos activity around it, because this is where mainly the Eye of Terror is seated. Even though the Great Rift is rip the galaxy in half, we still have the chaos coming out of the Eye of Terror. So it's nice that that is still a setting, and maybe that is where somewhere we can go narrative-wise as well. One thing that really stands out for me as an Imperial Fist fanboy is the lack of a chapter master at this point. Not in terms of lore, we do have one in the lore, but I did really think that Lysander would be elevated to a chapter master with his brand new model. The reason why I say this is because he is the main Imperial Fist character now. Yes, we have Targaradon and stuff like that in his Gravis, and Mr. Thick Boy, but Lysander is the OG. He is the main person who is always getting the love, who is always getting the lore, the books and stuff around the Imperial Fist. And we normally have just random names shoved in, shoehorned in as a chapter master of the Imperial Fist. As it mentioned in there, he's grown a little bit older, a little bit more wiser. In his youth, he was he was very, very reckless, charging in, doing things unfisted. He was more of a Black Templar personality, really, rather than an Imperial Fist. But I think he's matured now where he could take that mantle. So that's why I was assuming he would become the Imperial Fist chapter master. But hey, it's not today. Maybe in the next edition, maybe in the next couple of editions, we'll see him appointed to the chapter master once we lose another chapter master, because it happens more times than the wind comes through my window. With all the narrative stuff that I've been hearing about with rumors, theories and stuff like that, of course the Orcs are going to be the main big threat. Pedro Cantor apparently coming back, getting a brand new model. I'm sure the Sons of Dawn are going to be involved in the future big narrative events. Crimson Fist, Black Templars, and of course Imperial Fist. As a Son of Dawn, I'm massively excited. Hopefully this is just the start of seeing more awesome Fist-inspired models, more Sons of Dawn coming to the range. Maybe, just maybe, come on Games Workshop, give it to us, please. If you agree with me, state it in the comment section. Give us some type of Breacher Space Marine unit for Warhammer 40,000. Shields, bolters, testudo. This is all I want. I would make a full armor of just shields and bolters if you give me the opportunity to do this. Anyway, enough ranting, enough waffling from me. Thanks for coming, thanks for watching. A little bit of new lore, which is always great to whet my beak. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, any predictions yourself, post it down below as we always do. I'll see you down there. Have a great day, evening, night, where you are in the world, and bye-bye.